My son is biracial. He is now 7. If you are biracial or African American and you have the time, please watch this and leave any feedback you might have, because I don't know what to do. So my son looked at me and said, serious as a heart attack, he said, "I wish I was white with straight hair."
Okay, so my name is Dr. Raquel Martin, and I want to talk to you about racial identity development for Black children. You need to balance proactive and protective racial socialization. Racial socialization is the way we socialize our children to learn about their culture and their heritage. The purpose of proactive racial socialization is help your child appreciate themselves and feel empowered as a Black youth regarding their culture. The purpose of protective racial socialization is to promote an awareness of oppression overall and bias. It's important when you work with your children that you balance these. We can't only talk to them about bias and oppression without talking about empowerment and culture, else they'll feel significantly depressed, right? We need to talk about culture and values and strengths that they have. Protective racial socialization involves like building a strong community for your child. That includes people that look like him. Family of origin and family of choice are comparable to me. So one of the ways to do this is identify resources that exist. You can look up Facebook pages or online communities for parents. You can look up groups, and if you can't find one, build one of your own. I guarantee you're not the only person having this issue. Another one is to surround your child with books and media and messaging that like empowers your child. I'll put some books in the caption. I hope other people add some in the comment section as well. It's important for you to read these books as well as your child so that you can discuss them. Bibliotherapy is very much a thing. You'd be surprised how many times a day your child learns about history that doesn't involve him, learns about narratives where he's not centered, and is expected to enjoy stories in which protagonists don't look like him. That's pretty detrimental to his esteem development overall, so you need to make sure you read them too so you can discuss it. Additionally, you have some books that you need to read. I'm not only talking about nonfiction books, but also fiction books. I'm going to do a different video and just tag you in it. Our history, both before enslavement and after enslavement, is incredibly important for you to know and learn. And it is equally important to read books and watch movies and see plays and go to exhibits that embrace the different experiences of Black children and Black adults, people who identify as mixed, people who are non-binary, people within the Black LGBTQ community, because it's also about the messaging of who we are and being able to own our own stories and tell them. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making is focusing on one narrative. Black people are not monolithic, and we're allowed the freedom to expand and have different stories. Knowing this will help you transition from just the basic cultural awareness to critical consciousness. Critical consciousness will allow you to take in what you know from your own culture, other cultures, and critically think, problem solve, and challenge and change the disparities around them to make them better for all of our children, especially, your Black child. It's also important to be more specific about the way you empower your child. It's not enough to simply tell your child that they are beautiful. I listened to the video multiple times. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything that she said. And you said, I don't, what world does my child believe they are different and not beautiful? Different and not beautiful are two different things. And it sounds like your child is very different from the individuals around him. However, he has been given messaging, whether intentional or unintentional, that there's something wrong with that. And that's something that you need to actively work on. I also recommend that you work with your child on like value-based parenting, discuss the values that you feel as though he embodies as a young man, like integrity, intelligence, great sense of humor, etc., and stuff like that. And make sure that's the hallmark of who he is. It's not only about being beautiful. I totally get being beautiful isn't always just what looks. You define the extent of what beautiful means. However, also be aware that children from mixed cultures are often fetishized, and like your son may receive a certain amount of attention, good and or bad, because of his looks. By instilling values in him, you're providing him with an opportunity to look past his looks, because people will try to put him in a box and limit him. Let him know that he does not have to abide by the limitations that are placed on him by others. This may sound like a lot. It's because it is a lot. Parents of Black children have to work harder because we have to combat the different aspects of racism that will try to chip away at our children and Black people every day. So if you feel like it's a lot, it is a lot. That doesn't mean you get to opt out of it. You still need to do it, because as you can see, your child is learning about this overall. Dr. Jennifer Noble and I are currently collaborating to create a course specifically for this for parents. My specialization is racial identity development with Black children. One of our specializations is racial identity development with children that identifies as mixed culture. It's a match made in heaven. Follow me if you want to get updates on this workshop. It'll likely be like 3 hours. We're going to do it in November, and work on things such as this. I'll also do another part on protective racial socialization messaging, because this one was all about proactive. I truly hope this helped. If this helped anyone, please put them in the comments. Let me know.